How I made my life better. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today I'm talking about how I made my life better. So just to give you a picture of how I used to be, roughly around 5 or 6 years ago, I was a total loser. I could never get the girls that I liked to like me back. I was incredibly lazy. I was living at home with my parents. And the only thing I could really motivate myself to do was play video games. And most of all, I had a really poor self-image and really low self-esteem, and I didn't like myself at all. So how did I make my life better? Well, the first way I made my life better was I started to consume positive content on personal development. I don't really remember the exact moment I started to do this, but basically, I used to always be playing video games, and for whatever reason, call it luck, call it fate, I don't know the exact moment it happened, but I turned down the volume on my video games, and I started to, instead of listening to the game music, I started listening to positive content on YouTube. I started listening to audiobooks, I started listening to seminars, and this was all in the area of personal development. I think what really kick-started this was because I used to really suck at dating and I could never get the girls I liked to like me back. I started looking up dating coaches online, looking up dating advice. I was looking at all the content I could on how to get better at attracting the girls that I liked. And basically there was probably some advice in there that told me that I had to work on my personal development, that I had to work on my confidence, that I had to deal with my insecurities. And so from that's when I started to get into personal development. It all stemmed from the fact that I really wanted to attract women. Which is why I say at the beginning of my videos, hi, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. Because in order to have more confidence with women, you need to also have confidence in yourself. There's no point you just having confidence with women when you are also struggling with confidence in other areas of your life. Which is why when I learnt that from whichever coach it was or from whichever article it was, that's when I started to turn that volume down on those video games and start listening to positive content on personal development. And I started from where I was. I started from the childhood bedroom in my parents' house and just continued to listen day in, day out on personal development. Some of the actual videos that really helped me, I have in a positive resources playlist that you can check out here. So if you also want to try this method, especially if you're feeling really low about yourself, and the only thing you personally can do is motivate yourself to play video games, then I suggest you do what I did and start with that. Start with just by playing video games and listening to positive content. So then what started to happen was I started to play video games less and less, and I started to do other things, other productive things to help me. And instead of listening to positive content while I was playing video games, I was listening to positive content still, but it was in different times. It was like on commutes to work, or it was at my break at work, or it was when I was cooking dinner. And even now, if I do have a moment where I can play a video game, then I still listen to positive content. I made that a habit. So whenever I have some free time, I listen to personal development stuff. The second way I made my life better was I started to look after myself. I started to take care of myself. I did this by not eating as much junk. I did this by making sure that I remembered to shower and take care of myself. I decided to exercise more and basically just take care of myself. I started to respect myself. I know there's a lot of people out there that still struggle with even these basic things of taking care of themselves. I know that because I used to be that way. I used to be someone who wouldn't shower that much. I used to be someone who couldn't be bothered to brush their teeth. But just by being more hygienic, just by taking care of myself, I started to get a lot more confidence in myself and I started to feel better about myself. So the third way that I made my life better was confidence by using repetition. So in order to get good at something, you need to repeat it. I recently talked about this quite a lot in a book that I was reviewing and doing a summary of called How to Develop Confidence by Public Speaking by Dale Carnegie. I highly recommend that you go and watch that video if you are interested. But basically, what is stated in that book is if you want to become better at public speaking, then what you need to do is you need to practice. You need to get better at the thing you want to get better at. And that doesn't have to be just for public speaking. It can be for anything. If you want to get better at talking to people and you want to feel less anxious when you're around people, it's better to talk to people more. If you want to get better at painting or drawing, then of course you paint and draw more. If you want to get better at writing, you write more. And that's what you need to do if you want to gain more confidence. And that's how I gained more confidence. I know I needed to do more of the things that I weren't good at to get better at them. So what are those things for you? What are the things that you need to get better at? What are the things that you need to practice at and get better at it by repetition? The fourth way I made my life better was to aim for improvement. So one of the things that I do to improve myself is to read books, especially in the area of personal development, because that's a particular topic I'm interested in. I coach other people on it. So I always make sure that I keep on reading new books or rereading old books that I found really interesting, and then applying them to my own practice, my own life, and also by giving that information to other people as well. Now for you, this might be something different. So if you hear about bodybuilders and people that exercise with weights, they try and do a little bit better the week after. So they try and lift more heavier weights. They try and do more reps. And they keep a record of it. I mean, that's something that I'm doing. I keep a record of what I've done during the week, how much I've written, how many videos I've made, the quality of the videos I've made. And then on the next week, I try to improve on it. I try to improve by doing more things, or I try to improve by doing the same things, but in a more effective way. So aim for improvement. And by doing that, that has really helped with my confidence, with my self-esteem, my eating habits and my exercise habits. That's improved. I'm always keeping track on those things that are really, really important to me. But it's most important to do that and aim for improvement in those areas that you find the most important. So this could be your finances, it could be your career, it could be your body, it could be the relationship you have with your spouse or the rest of your family. It could be in your performance at work. What are the most important areas for you to improve upon? And find those ways that you can do that. So the fifth way that I made my life better, and this is one of the things that, if anything else has helped me the most, is that I became aware of the negative chatter in my head. So back when I felt like a loser, and was a loser pretty much, the reason why I felt that way was probably because I kept on saying to myself, oh, you're a loser, you can never get the girls that you like to like you back, you're really ugly, no one likes you, life is never going to get better. I became aware of this negative chatter. Also, thanks to the positive content that I was looking at and consuming, I became more aware of this. I wasn't even aware that I could actually think in a different way, or that I could catch my thoughts and switch it into something more positive. So one of the things that I used to say to myself a lot was, oh, the reason I can't get the girls I like to like me is because I'm ugly. And once I started to notice that this was a negative thing to say to myself, and that might be actually hindering my chances, when I said to myself, oh, I feel ugly, the girls that I like don't like me because I'm ugly, I was saying that to myself. And because I was saying that to myself in my head, I obviously came across as not very confident and insecure. So when I started getting into personal development, I started to realize, okay, so I'm having this thought of, oh, I'm really ugly, that's why they don't like me. I thought, well, is that actually true? Is it true that I'm ugly? Now, for some people, they'll probably look at me and think, yeah, you're pretty hideous, okay? But there has been times in my life when people have come up to me, men and women, saying to me, you're really cute, you're really pretty, or you're really attractive. There have been times in my life where I've been told that I am attractive. So I'm not ugly. Perhaps I am not really unattractive to women. And I know this because I have evidence, because people have said to me and gone out of their way to tell me that I'm good looking. So what are the negative thoughts that you have in your head that circle around? Is it actually true? Or have you had other people say to you the opposite? Now, of course, you might actually have flaws that you might need to work on. Now, I knew that I was insecure and unconfident. So obviously I had to work on not being insecure and not being confident. I knew that I was bad at it, especially when it came to women. So I needed to figure out ways on how to not be unconfident and how to be less insecure. And to be honest, most of that actually stemmed from this negative chatter, the things I kept on repeating to myself in my own head. So being aware that your negative chatter can be switched into more positive chatter. So when the next time you catch yourself thinking a negative thing about yourself, try and see if you can change it. See if it actually really is true, because it probably isn't. You're probably being way too hard on yourself. And that's one of the things that I would say to myself, even when I said something that I thought was true. I'm like, hey, look, yeah, okay, you're feeling quite insecure here, but you're being way too harsh on yourself. And you saying these things to yourself isn't actually helping the matter. In fact, it's making you more insecure. So it's better for you to think in a more positive way and to switch that negative thought around. And after a while, my positive chatter beat my negative chatter and my life became a lot better. And if you change only that, if you only change and become aware of the negative chatter in your head, that could be the thing that makes all of the difference and makes your life better. Please leave down in the comments any advice and any tips that has helped you make your life better, anything that you've done, so we can help each other out. If you would like to get in touch with me personally and you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. Please like this video, please subscribe, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.